So good. Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Hannah and I usually make videos about New York City and my life living here. But I have COVID, so I can't be out and about in New York City right now, so we're doing a Q&A. Thank you guys for being so kind about last week's video being late. I was just feeling like hot garbage, not gonna lie, and just could not get the editing done. I didn't miss any work or anything, and like all of my energy was going toward work. Whoa, okay, hold on. If you're not aware, I work remotely. I was not like going into an office with COVID. Okay, anyway, work was taking about all of the energy that I had in my body to give, and the past week has been quite stressful aside from COVID as well, so it was just not in the cards. Thank you for being cool with it. I hope you enjoyed that video when it did go up. And now we're gonna do this little Q&A here. So I asked you guys to send me some good questions so this would not be boring and you did not disappoint. Thank you for sending in some great questions. I'm really looking forward to answering them. Like this video, please. I have COVID. Feel sorry for me. Like the video. Okay, so my tripod just did a thing and literally like fell over and I had to fix it. So you might have noticed the frame shift just a little bit. Tried to get it back as close to the same as possible, but I'm sure it's not. Anyway, my tripod is a piece of garbage. Let's get into the questions. So first, let's talk about just the overarching series of messages I got, which were pertaining to COVID. I got a lot of well wishes from you guys, which thank you so much. I appreciate it. It really does mean the world to me, each and every one of them. But I'm gonna read Ramses's comment here. He says, Hannah, I hope everything is going well with your health. Sorry to hear this. Makes me think about you. Oh, thank you. I've been tested positive for COVID too since Tuesday. I'm starting to feel much better now. These past few days, I experienced some symptoms like sore throat and muscle aches. What symptoms are you having? When did you test positive? Are you and Ross remaining in quarantine away from each other in your home? So at the time of filming this video, it is a Saturday and I tested positive on Wednesday. However, I have been having symptoms since Sunday night, Monday morning. And I actually had taken 3 rapid tests in the days leading up to my positive PCR test, and every single one of those was negative. I didn't know that was a thing. I really thought that those home rapid tests were super reliable, but apparently not necessarily. Symptoms that I've had, it started out as a sore throat, kind of just felt like allergies, honestly. Ears and head kind of stopped up, feeling heavy. And then it kind of worked its way down and got to my chest, and I've been very congested, had a cough. I never had a fever though, which surprised me. I thought most people got fevers. So Ross and I were not separating from each other until I got my positive test result, because when I was getting all those negative rapids, I really just thought it was seasonal allergies. It felt a lot like that. But as soon as my positive result came back, we did start separating from each other as much as you can in a 1-bedroom apartment. We were told that, you know, that's the best thing to do, even if you have already definitely been exposed, just to be exposed less. I don't know how much it helped, but Ross is still testing negative, so that's great. We've been sleeping in separate rooms. If we are in the same room, we are wearing masks. Ross has been handling all of the cooking and stuff so that I'm not like touching the food that he's going to be eating. And you know, we're trying our best. This is kind of tough to navigate. Getting COVID in July 2022 is really weird. Like, I feel like I've avoided it for so long. This is my first time having COVID. I know people who have had COVID like 2 and 3 times now. But yeah, that is enough about COVID. We've got better things to talk about. I'm sure you're sick of hearing about how I'm sick. So let's move on. A friend from out of town drops into NYC for one night. What is the immediate plan that comes to mind taking them out for the night? This is such a fun question, and I feel like it depends on the specific friend. Like, it's really hard for me to just plan something for, you know, an imaginary friend that I don't know anything about. Like, has this friend been to the city before? Are they into doing the touristy things? Do they want to do unique things? Like, you know, I need to know these details, but I'm gonna answer this as if I were planning it for myself if I didn't live here. And what I would want to do if we had one night only is I would want to go maybe eat somewhere with a really cool view, like a rooftop restaurant or something, or at the very least go to like Brooklyn Bridge Park or Domino Park or somewhere with a really cool view. I think so much of this city is just like seeing it and feeling it and being in it, you know? Like, one of my favorite things to do is just walk around, you know? I don't even need to go do anything crazy. But something like that, go get some good food with a view. Maybe walk around the West Village. I feel like that's a good spot to go walk around and just like check some things out. If they're the you know, party kind of friend, maybe go to a bar or a club down there. Gosh, one night. Oh, this is so hard. Too, if it's night, I guess we're not doing like museums and stuff. We gotta do nighttime activities. Broadway show, maybe? Just run and get some rush tickets to whatever. That would be fun. Or an off-Broadway show. Some kind of show. That could be good. I feel like I could make a whole separate video on this. All right, we've got a series of questions here from Carla. So she says, my husband is from New York City and wants to know Yankees or Mets. Okay. I will be honest with you, I just like to go to sports games for the fun of it. I'm not invested, I really don't care that much, but I suppose Mets, because I've never been to a Yankees game. Out of the two, I have only actually seen the Mets play, so I picked them. We all want to know if you've ever seen Ross without a beard. These questions are from her whole family, so I guess all of them asked that one. I have not seen Ross without a beard in real life. Like, I've seen photos of him from the past with no beard, but it actually weirds me out that I've never seen him for real in person without a beard. I don't know what Ross's chin looks like. How weird is that? Third one from Carla. I'm an Ohio native and have lived in Boston, Cincinnati, and now near Columbus. I wonder if there's anything that you miss about living in Ohio or a smaller rural area. And then she adds, my family thinks this is a boring question, but I really want to know. All right, family. I don't think that's a boring question. I actually really like that question. Do I miss living in Ohio specifically? No. No, I don't. I didn't dislike Ohio. Cincinnati was a cool city, but I don't miss living there. However, there are some things that I do miss about living just like, yeah, in a more rural place, a place that isn't New York City necessarily, even if it were another city, just like a smaller one. I mean, the cost of living is one, of course. It's just astronomically expensive here, but we all know that. Sometimes I miss the convenience of being able to drive places. Not always. I've said it before, I love public transportation. I don't particularly enjoy driving, but there are times when it would be really convenient to just have a car outside and be able to go get in it and go to where I need to go, particularly when I need to leave New York City, you know? So I do kind of miss that convenience sometimes. I also really miss seeing farm animals everywhere. Like, just driving down the road and looking to your left and there are like cows and alpacas and stuff. Excuse me, that's amazing. I don't know if it actually is, but I feel like my eye keeps rolling this way. I have a lazy eye. I don't know if you guys have ever noticed it, but if it's doing that, that's what it is. What kind of tea are you drinking? Okay, I'm just kidding. Nobody asked me what kind of tea I'm drinking, obviously. You guys didn't even know I was going to be drinking tea, but I'm really obsessed with this tea, and I want to tell you about it. It's like a red color. This is the white pomegranate tea with hibiscus and lemongrass from Trader Joe's. Ugh. It's so good. It's changing my life, my little COVID throat here. Okay, so I got a few that were essentially just like, wedding update, when are you getting married? You told us you got engaged, and then radio silence. Okay, nobody said it that way, but I feel that way. So I really wish I had more of a wedding update for you guys than I do, but I don't have much of one. So first of all, a lot has been going on here. What with me getting the new job and our whole thinking we're gonna have to move, but then we didn't move. If you are not up to date on that, go watch the video. I'm gonna put in a card here. I'll put it in the description, but yeah. A lot has been happening. So wedding planning kind of was on the back burner. We also did have a venue in mind that we were very, very interested in. And they were really just kind of giving us the runaround, taking forever to answer emails, to answer questions, to even do things as basic as sending us a pricing sheet. And then they finally did, and it's just more than we want to spend. And I feel like we are back to square one. I guess I do have a few small updates. We think we're gonna do it in Virginia, in our college town where we met. It's kind of about halfway between our families, so that's nice. And you know, there's just that significance of like, we met there. It's a lot cheaper than New York City, so there's that too. Also, when Ross first proposed, I really wanted to get married pretty quickly. I wanted to do it like in the fall of this year, but obviously now it is almost August. That's not happening. We think it's going to be June 2023. We have a specific date in June in mind that has some significance for us. It's actually really silly significance, but I'm gonna tell you guys about that later. So yeah, that is unfortunately about all the update I have for you right now. I do think we're gonna kind of try to get more of a move on with planning this thing pretty soon, so hopefully I'll have more updates soon. I do want to do some like wedding content and stuff, so let me know if you're interested in that. I know it's a little different than my normal content, but I think it'd be fun. What are your top 3 favorite spices? That's a silly question and I love it. Cinnamon. I love cinnamon. Oh, this is hard. It depends on what the dish is. I'm gonna not give it too much thought. Cinnamon, cayenne pepper, paprika. For you, what has been the most challenging aspect of living in New York City? There are a lot of challenging things about living in New York City. The first thing that comes to mind is it's expensive, and I know I keep saying that, and everybody keeps saying that when we talk about New York City on the internet, but it is very expensive, and that is challenging. For me personally, this is not New York City specific, but it is difficult for me being far away from my family, and it can be difficult to get to my family, like actually travel wise. It can be difficult and expensive because they live in the middle of nowhere. The closest airport is 2 hours away, and it is an expensive airport to fly into because it is very small. So there's that. Also too, a lot of just menial things are a little harder here, like getting groceries, since you can't just take your car and pull into the grocery store parking lot and then take your groceries home and unload them directly from your car. That's a little more challenging. Getting places can be a little more challenging. Yeah, so money, little things, far from family. Why did you start making your own toothpaste, and do you still do it? Okay, this one was submitted by like a real life friend who has known me for years and years, and she is correct. I used to make my own toothpaste from like mid-high school through college, probably. I made my own toothpaste out of bentonite clay, baking soda, some essential oils for the scent and flavor, and like some other stuff. I don't remember exactly what was in there, which answers the second part of your question. No, I no longer make my own toothpaste. Why did I start doing it? You know, I went through like a real hippie phase where I was opposed to anything that was not entirely natural. Honestly, I don't know. I feel like it almost just like came out of me wanting to be a little bit quirky. I saw the recipe online somewhere and was like, I'm gonna be a toothpaste making lady. But let me just clarify that it was approved by my dentist. My dentist was cool with my homemade toothpaste, and it worked really well, and anybody that I could get to try it was always pleasantly surprised by it. Its flavor was good. It was toothpaste. The reason I stopped doing it though, I think like I just kind of, I don't know, got over it. It was more time consuming than just buying a tube of toothpaste. I think at some point I like ran out of ingredients and used regular toothpaste and then just never went back. Which states would you like to visit and why? All of them. I want to visit all of the states. I haven't been out to the West Coast ever in my entire life. The furthest west I've been is Colorado. So California is definitely up there. I'd love to do the Pacific Northwest, Washington, Oregon. You guys know what the Pacific Northwest is. I don't need to name the states. I'd love to go to Hawaii. I've never been to Texas. Yeah, all of them. All of them. What do you want your life to look like in 10 years? Good question. I don't know. I have no idea. I feel like at this point I've seen how quickly things can change and how you just don't know what's gonna happen. You don't know what you're gonna want in the future. And yeah, 10 years. Let's see, I'll be 37. God, yikes. I really don't know how to answer this. I hope that I'm happy. What is the worst dinner you've ever cooked for yourself but had to finish eating? Okay, listen, I'm not trying to throw Ross under the bus, and I'm sure I've made some terrible dinners before. But here's the thing. If I've made a terrible dinner, I don't feel like I have to eat it. I'm just not gonna eat it. But one time when Ross and I were like pretty new, we'd maybe been dating for a few months, and he was making dinner and he was making scalloped potatoes like from a box where you like mix milk in and mix it up and then you have your scalloped potatoes, right? And he realized that we didn't have milk. And for whatever reason, he thought that my French vanilla coffee creamer would suffice. Those potatoes tasted like a cappuccino, and it was weird. They were not good. And at this point in our relationship, I would tell Ross that those potatoes were not good, and I would not eat those potatoes. We might not even get as far as me like letting him put the creamer in the potatoes in the first place. But at this point, we were so new, and he was trying to cook for me, and I didn't want to hurt his feelings, and I ate the potatoes, and he ate the potatoes. To this day, I'm like, I don't know why you didn't say, like, these potatoes are nasty, because now we are in total agreement that those potatoes were nasty. All right, I'm gonna leave it here on, oh God, I have COVID. All right, I'm gonna wrap this video up here on that strange note. I did get several more questions, so if I didn't get to yours, I'm so sorry. I simply could not include them all in this video, but you know, I'm sure there will be more of these in the future. Thank you for bearing with me. You know, I hope you enjoy this kind of video. Sometimes I think it's nice to just sit down and chat. I know it might not be as exciting as when I'm out and about in the city trying new things and, you know, whatever, but I had fun filming this. I hope you had fun watching it. Please like the video for me. I have COVID. Feel sorry for me. Like this video. Leave me a comment down below. Come on. Boost that algorithm for the girl with COVID. For real though, thanks so much for watching. I don't have too much longer left in my isolation. Then I will be busting out of here, getting back to our regularly scheduled programming. Stay safe and healthy. Take care of yourselves, and I will see you in the next one.